What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. I'm going to make this one a quick one today. I've got places to be, and I just want to bang out a few videos, so bang it out with me. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? 66.5K is the price. The third day of the third month of the 2026 year. That's where we are, 3rd of March. 66.5K, 9 hours, 12 minutes left in the day. Yesterday, and I haven't checked the comments, but I'm sure I got a lot of snide comments. Yesterday, at the lows, I doubled down and I said, yep. Even in the face of this big wick, I said, yep, we're going to go lower. We're going to see a lower low. And of course, we had one of the bigger days throughout this consolidation phase to the upside. We rushed to the upside with decent volume too. Unfortunately, we just continued to find resistance at the same area. Now, what I love about this is even though I was wrong, I doubled down at the top and I said, did you get excited about this? Because I was saying we're going to move down, right? It wasn't like I said we were going to move down, it went up, I was quiet, and now that it's looking like we're going to move down again, I'm loud again. No, I doubled down. I actually tripled down because here I was saying we're going to go lower, we're going to see a lower low, and even up here, even though I was proven somewhat wrong, right? I didn't see this pump coming, but it came in anyways. That's great. I doubled down and I said, did they get you excited for the bull market starting again? Because this clearly looked like a top to me, and I didn't show any indicators. Normally, whenever I post stuff, notice how let me see. Notice how I do post the indicators, right? Unless it's just something simple like that, like what a wild dump. Anyways, the reason why I didn't post any indicators is because you can see here the double top with more volume. Whenever you have more volume coming in but you're not going anywhere, typically that's not a good thing, okay? Now, if we hung out here enough, it could have implied a breakout, but we didn't hang out there enough. We basically rejected it, and now we're down here. I think, again, very objectively speaking, this is a neutral kind of range, and we're kind of in the middle of it right now. So bullish, bearish, whatever stance you want to take, that's fine, but I've taken the same stance at these highs as I've taken at these highs, as I've taken predominantly throughout this range. The stance is we are going to see a lower low before we get above this high, before we return to 80K. The stance also is that when we do move higher, we will not get above these lows, or if we do, it'll still be a lower high overall, and inevitably, even from this lower low, inevitably we will have one last crash down that'll likely take us to the low 50Ks or even sub 50K areas. I don't know if we get sub 40K. It is a possibility. We're not going to talk about that in this video. I am meaning to make a long-term video, but this is not it. Can't talk about the long-term stuff in a short amount of time. 1 hour time frame, looking at this here, zooming in, we had a lot of volume at the top, right? A lot of volume at the top. We look at the 15-minute time frame. There's a lot of volume right here in this candle, and then look at all this volume before it. Now there's not the largest spike. The largest spike was here, but look at all the volume. Look at this was like the second largest spike, and that was at the top. This was like the third largest spike, and that was at the top. And then the red candles too. There's a lot of distribution that happened up here. We tried to make another run for it, right? We broke out of our whatever. People were probably excited. No volume came in. No volume came in. So we came down. Volume started to pick up as we moved down. And I'm explaining this because I want you guys to, if you're learning how to do TA yourself, I want you to see this, right? You might look at this and be like, well, no volume picked up on the way down, right? Look, volume's just decreasing. And I hear you. I can see what you're saying there, but don't think of it like that, right? Here's your consolidation phase. You broke out of it to the downside. Volume picked up as you broke out. It doesn't need to be bigger than this because, again, a lot of the volume happened at the top and you didn't go anywhere. It was a double top rejection point. Sorry. And you even had more volume at this second high and you didn't go anywhere. That's not good. That's not good. Anyways, right now it looks like we're continuing to go lower. This could be overall some giant like A, B, C type of movement. I don't think it is. I don't know if I want to go that path. I mean, it might work that way, and then it could continue to work that way. It could be different. But looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI still bearish, right? Just rejecting the overbought zone. You had a little bit of bearish divergence at the top there. You got a little bit into it. Rejecting the oversold zone, showing your volatility. But ultimately, your hand is being shown that you are looking to go to the downside. Stochastics are bearish. MACD's bearish. At the moment, you do have a little bit of bullish divergence. On on both of these indicators, but it looks like that for now. If we keep moving down, that bullish divergence goes away. It's like here for a moment you look like you had bullish divergence, but then you built more momentum down. Same thing with the stochastics. Anyways, 4-hour time frame, stochastics are clearly bearish. I mean, it's the third day of March. It's Tuesday. This, in my opinion, what this is telling us is we have at least another 2 days of dropping. Okay, that doesn't mean 2 red days. That means today's probably going to close red, and tomorrow we will probably find another low. Maybe tomorrow closes green, but we'll have a low wick somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't think that over the next 2 days we're going to see this lower low happen. It could happen. Bitcoin can move fast, that's for sure. But typically, when it moves down, it does like to move slowly. And then whenever it finds its low, it has that kind of bang move, right? It's not like the whole thing is a bang. You're moving slowly, and then when you're at your end, you have a bang because you finish bear markets with fear. Typically, and this was not what we saw last time. Typically, you finish bull markets with euphoria. You can finish bear markets without fear, but then there's a lot of stagnation. And typically what happens is we get a lot of fear, and then we get the stagnation, and then we move up, right? It's fear, it's a bang, and then it's a whimper, as I like to call it. Anyways, stochastics here, guys, this, just pay attention to how this looks, right? When did it look like this before? Well, it looked like that right there. It looked like that right there. It looked like that right there, right? We go back in time. When we were at these moments, did we go lower? Yes, we had lower lows. Was it drastic? Was it dramatic? No. That's not what I'm calling for now. It could be, but no. Was it dramatic here? A little bit more dramatic, but not really, no. Was it dramatic here? A little bit, but not really, right? It could be more dramatic in any of these moments here, but just further to the downside. That's the whole point, right? If this was on a daily or weekly perspective, with this same look, it would be more dramatic, okay? But it's on the 4 hour. 4 hours is still a pretty significant time frame. MACD, just so inconsistent. The 4 hour MACD is not helpful at all. Actually, in that sense, it might be helpful because every time that we look bearish, that's when we bounce. Every time we look bullish, that's whenever we go down. So, but it's very inconsistent as far as what the normal stuff would be. Daily time frame, continuing, you guys, continuing. You see how much of a problem this is, right? Look at what we're doing. It's like if you're looking at this, you would assume, wow, the price must be fighting back. We got to be fighting back, guys. We're denying the oversold area. We're pushing back to these higher levels. We're fighting back. We're doing it. Yeah, we're fighting back with lower highs. No. No, that's not good. Rejecting the overbought zone here, that's not good, guys. Rejecting the 50 here, that's not good. Getting consistent resistance in this area, right? Does that remind you of anything? Did we do that beforehand, right? We had a fake out, right? And that's kind of what I'm expecting, is we're going to finish the same way. We'll probably see a lower low, and then we'll work our way up, whatever. We'll probably break out of this trend line, get just above this high somewhere, like maybe in this area, and then from there, that'll be our top. And this, again, this is actually the month of April to May. That, I think, is a fair time frame. We might spend some time distributing, right? Here, we got up, and then we came down immediately. I think it's going to be more of like a lag and a slow bleed down. And then whenever it becomes obvious that this was a bull trap overall, I think then that's whenever we'll pick the pace up to the downside. And that'll be our final leg down. I personally, and I didn't mean to get into the long-term stuff, but I personally do believe that the bull market or the bear market will end in either July, as early as July. I'm sorry. In the mornings, it's the worst, guys. I just haven't had my water yet. July, August, or September. I'm personally thinking it's going to be August, but somewhere in that time frame, somewhere in Q3. That'll be the end of the bear market. That doesn't mean that the bull market starts then. It could, but typically, again, the bear market ends with a bang and then a whimper. So the bear market ends there. Then we have the very boring crab market where we just move sideways for 6 months to a year, you know. Again, no, I don't want to do the long-term stuff. I'm just going to end it there. So again, my thoughts are that we will move down. We will see a lower low. I don't expect it to be dramatic. I don't think that we're going to do this. I don't think that's what's coming. I think that because of how much of a phase we have right now, whenever we quote-unquote break out of this, people are going to associate it with the breakout like this, and they're going to associate it with that next move down, the beginning of that next move down, just like they did back here, and they were wrong, right? Ultimately, I was wrong. I thought that we were going to go a lot higher than this. It was a fake out, but still, we were right about calling for support here. I think we'll see something like this, but in the context of a slightly lower low. Where here this is a slightly higher low, I think we'll see a slightly lower low. The area again is about 58.8K. I really like that area specifically, to about 53.5K. That's the same thing we've been calling for since these days here, and ultimately we're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're just doing this, guys. That's all we're doing. We're doing the same thing that we did back here. But I'm expecting again that this phase will be longer than this phase as far as time goes. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Oh, by the way, this is something that I thought about yesterday whenever we were pumping. I probably should give you a where I'm wrong line. Like when do I wave the white flag of bearish surrender? I would say if we can get a daily time frame to close above $70,000. Get a day, one day to close above 70K, I'm wrong. That doesn't mean get above 70K. That doesn't mean if we're at 72K that I'm wrong. No, we could go up to 72K and then reject back down. Close above 70K and then I'm wrong. Hit that like button. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.